they are doctored, then this person must be a super conman. We need to go there and then establish. If we find that actually this person has even coined the telephone numbers, the signatures and all that for so many people, for everything, Mr. Speaker, it will be a take up a matter or go with my committee to make sure
forum and the County Physical and Land Use Planning Liaison Committee.
Honorable Speaker, that statement was supposed to come on Monday. We talked about it.
Table office, what happened? The table office is saying that they have information which says the report is ready, but will not have quorum to get the report. Is that true?
What I'm aware is that we talked yesterday, and I think you are the chair that time, and we agreed that.
Is it the same one which we talked about yesterday?
Yes.
Okay, then I think table office, this was supposed to be brought on Monday. They requested for more time yesterday. Yes.
I think, Honorable Speaker, the hazard doesn't lie. What was to be pushed to Monday from yesterday is a different report. This is another report, Honorable Chair.
It's a different report?
Actually, Honorable Speaker, I have a message in the White House.
Oh.
And unfortunately,
so who is saying the truth?
I feel for the chair. Honorable Speaker, if you allow, I will read the message.
Yes.
The invitation message by the clerk. Actually, I feel for the
read
chair.
The message of the House.
Okay. There is an invitation meeting. Honorable Speaker, when you are ready, I can proceed. Being communicated, or some lobbying.
Okay.
Honorable Speaker, the message was sent yesterday by the clerk, Mr. Mwiti. This was the message. Mheshimiwa, you are invited to a brief meeting at the Lands Committee to be held tomorrow on 15th November 2023 at the Hall Chamber at exactly 11 to consider the response of the statement requested by the member for a matter regarding establishment of the committee under Physical and Land Use Planning Act. Regards, Mheshimiwa Clerk Mwiti. That was done yesterday. Honorable Chair, I went for the meeting today. Exactly at 11 I was there. I again saying I pity the chair. And yesterday it was very clear. I said in this horrible house, the committee doesn't attain quorum. Honestly, that chair needs some action. we need to rescue the chair. He is giving a lot of false information because he can't say the truth. I said it here, they don't attain a quorum. And that is evident today. That was my message yesterday. To some extent, I was feeling for Honorable Munyao when he was reading a statement as a chair of agriculture of information which some is not true. So as committees, we force chairs to suffer at times. Therefore, Honorable Chair, I think now it's the high time, Honorable Chair, Honorable Speaker,
Mr. Speaker, I
to
think,
rescue
what
this
is
chair
it?
on the
Yes, Mr.
committee.
Speaker.
No, let me give you the
But, Mr.
information.
Speaker,
Sit down first. Honorable
yes.
Member Pomulala.
Mr. Speaker, I think it is not proper for the member for Emali to initiate that when I stood there, I was giving false information to the House. Mr. Speaker, I think you admitted the information that I gave to the House. The requester was quite okay with me. The member for Kalawa actually also was quite, actually is trying to put me on the wrong track.
Thank you for the information.
Honorable Member, don't mix the two statements. I think it's good to withdraw those statements so that we can be more
Chair, I
specific.
can't withdraw what is true. It was confirmed that the signatures have cooked. That is untrue information.
Let me ask you.
It was evidence here.
Relax.
The chair is saying the
Wait,
handwriting
Honorable
belongs to one
Member,
person.
Honorable Member, listen to me.
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Where did you get that conclusion from? That they were good? Because the ruling I made was let the Agriculture Committee visit and authenticate. Have they come back with the report?
I was just feeling.
No. Have they come back with the report? So I think it is something which is very honorable, and from an honorable member and a seasoned member to withdraw statements, you can bring crisis for the House. So that we can deal with one matter at a time.
As we wait for the truth, as you have directed, Honorable
Yes.
Speaker,
Yes.
we have some insight that it might be true, but
Or not.
for the matter of now, Honorable
Yes.
Chair, I withdraw. But
Thank you. Now proceed with your discussion.
But we really need to rescue this honorable House. The reflection from the Committee on Lands and Urban Planning is not auguring well to the public. Our matters are not being dealt and respected. The ECM gave the response. Yeah, it was lucky I got the response from the ECM. I went through the response. But the committee cannot meet to adopt the report and bring it here. So, Honorable Speaker, I think your guidance will help this Honorable House. And the chair is truly strained. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Member Ambichini.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we need to put things as they are. Mr. Speaker, this issue of quorum, because I pity the honorable member and the chair, because he was invited, they did not make quorum. Yesterday, he was here, he said ECM was invited, he was there was no quorum. Mr. Speaker, some things are being done to sabotage the committees, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Chair, so that we don't dwell on this matter for a very long time. 3 things cannot lie. First and foremost, this project is being done for the people of Makueni. The essence is to benefit the people of Makueni, particular project, but the people of Makueni will do. I will ask the committee, 1, to visit the project, because that way you'll be able to ascertain whether it's at 95% or 30% or 40%. 2, interrogate the BQ as a committee, so that when you visit the project, you will look at it versus what has been done against what was expected and the costings. Then the third thing would be establish, do what we call the enumeration kind of research, and establish from the community whether these sensitization meetings were done. Then you can report to this house on the same matters after. How many days do you need to do that? 1 week, 2 weeks?
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, be as it may I say that we are ready to go. You are ready to take over the matter, because actually, if the list that we've been given with so many attendees, they are doctored, then this person must be a super conman. We need to go there and establish. If we find that actually this person has even coined the telephone numbers, the signatures and all that for so many people, for everything, Mr. Speaker, it will be a very serious issue which will need very serious attention. So I just take up the matter. I will go with my committee to make sure that we ascertain the facts on the ground. Thank you. I just need
a week to do that.
Yeah.
So we will give this committee 1 week. Honorable member from Kalawa, I will also ask that when the committee will be going, be part, those are your people, be part of the committee, shut down another business so that you can be able to establish the facts together as a committee. And after all, by the way, you are a member of the committee. So you should be able to walk the rope and give us the facts on this particular project. Thank you. Chairperson, Committee on Lands, Urban Planning and Development, to respond to the statement requested by the member of the Emali Mulala Ward regarding the establishment of the County Physical Land Use Planning Consultative Forum and the County Physical and Land Use Planning Liaison Committee. Chairperson Lands.
That statement was supposed to come on Monday. We talked about it.
Table office. The table office is saying that they have information which says the report is ready, but you not have quorum to get the report. Is that true?
What I'm aware is that we talked yesterday, and I think you are the chair that time, and we agreed that.
Is it the same one which we talked about yesterday?
Yes.
Okay, then I think table office, this was supposed to be brought on Monday. They requested for more time yesterday. It's good to be fair and we stick to the directives. Yes.
I think, Honorable Speaker, the hazard doesn't lie. What was to be pushed to Monday from yesterday is a different report. This is another report, Honorable Chair.
It's a different report?
Actually, Honorable Speaker, I have a message inviting me for the committee today for the deliberation of the same before it was brought to the House.
Wow.
And unfortunately,
so who is saying the truth?
I feel for the chair. Honorable Speaker, if you allow, I will read the message.
Yes.
The invitation message by the clerk. And actually, I feel for
Read the message for the House.
Okay. There is an invitation meeting. Honorable Speaker, when you are ready, I can proceed. It is not lies being communicated or some lobbying.
Okay.
Honorable Speaker, the message was sent yesterday by the clerk, Mr. Mwiti. This was the message. You are invited to a brief meeting at the Lands Committee to be held tomorrow on 15th November 2023 at the Hall Chamber at exactly 11 to consider the response of the statement requested by the member for a matter regarding establishment of committee under Physical and Land Use Planning Act. Regards, Motion Clerk Mwiti. That was done yesterday. Honorable Chair, I went for the meeting today. Exactly at 11 I was there. I only found the chair and another two members. That's why I began saying I pity the chair. And yesterday, it was very clear. I said in this horrible house, the committee doesn't attain quorum. Honestly, that chair needs some action. We need to rescue the chair. He is giving a lot of false information because he can't say the truth. I said it here, they don't attain a quorum. And that is evident today. That was my message yesterday. To some extent, I was feeling for Honorable Muso when he was reading a statement as a chair of agriculture of information which some is not true. So as committees, we force chairs to serve at time. Therefore, Honorable Chair, I think now it's the high time, Honorable Chair, Honorable Speaker,
Mr. Speaker,
to rescue this chair on the committee.
Mr. Speaker.
No, let me give you the
Mr. Speaker,
yes.
Speaker, I think it's not proper for the member for a matter to initiate that when I stood there, I was giving false information to the House. Mr. Speaker, I think you admitted the information that I gave to the House. The requester was quite okay with me. The member for Kalawa actually also was quite okay with me. So I don't know what he's trying to initiate. Can he withdraw? Because actually he's trying to put me on the wrong track.
Thank you for the information.
Honorable member, don't mix the two statements. I think it's good to withdraw those statements so that we can be more specific.
I can't withdraw what is true. It was confirmed that the signatures have cooked. That is untrue information.
Let me ask you.
It was evidence here. The chair is saying the handwriting
Honorable
belongs to one person.
Honorable member, listen to me.
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Where did you get that? What I meant was let the Agriculture Committee visit and authenticate. Have they come back with the report?
I was just feeling.
No. They come back with. I think it is very honorable for the House. So that we can deal with one matter at a time.
As we wait for the truth, as you have directed, Honorable Speaker,
Yes.
we have some insight that it might be true. But
Or not.
for the matter of now, Honorable
Yes.
Chair, I withdraw. But
Thank you. Now proceed with your discussion.
But we really need to rescue this. Honorable from the Committee on Lands and Urban Planning is not haggling well to the public. Our matters are not being dealt and respected. The ECM gave the response. It's like the ECM. I went through the response. But the committee cannot meet to adopt the report and bring it here. So, Honorable Speaker, I think your guidance will help this Honorable House. And the chair is truly strained. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Member Ambitini.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we need to put things as they are. Mr. Speaker, this issue of quorum, because I pity the honorable member under the chair, because he was invited, they did not make quorum. Yesterday, he was here, he said ECM was invited, he was there was no quorum. Mr. Speaker, some things are being done to sabotage the committees, Mr. Speaker. Some things are being done to sabotage the committees, Mr. Speaker.
Through the State Department for Crops Development. So Speaker, the project is 95% complete. Currently, the contractor is in the process of installing the solar-powered pumping system. The project is expected to be completed by 30th December 2023 and handed over. Speaker, be told about the contractor who was awarded the project, and the contract was awarded to Ms. Manyota, Kenya Limited, PO Box 2685-00-100, Nairobi. Then was supposed to provide the BQ. The BQ is there. Scope of work is there. We have the repair of existing intake, installation sump and the pump, construction of water tank, construction of conveyance, and distribution pipes. Mr. Speaker, after considering all this, Mr. Speaker, the committee the committee was also faced with a question of the total cost of the project, and it is indicated that the total cost of the project is 18,702,663 and 67 cents, exclusive of VAT as attached with we have an annexure. The silver project coordinated unit is following up as indicated on the completion of the project, and will address the issue of remaining 9 households to receive water before the contractor hands over the project. So, Speaker, the commencement date of 23 and the completion date scheduled to be 30th December 2023, as we have clearly put it. We have also, the requester also wanted some clarification on why the distribution line was established and not 2 initially planned, and how the remaining 1 institution and 9 households will be taken care of. Mr. Speaker, the existing sump in the bill of quantities belonged to another project and therefore was not rehabilitated. Instead, a new sump for the project was constructed. It is worthy noting that the project scope did not contain construction of dams. Mr. Speaker, there was another question why the community and the intended beneficiaries were not sensitized and trained as was planned, and when such sensitization and when the training will take place. Mr. Speaker, the training of the beneficiary members is vested on the county government of Makueni through the department concerned with agricultural crop production. Further, on 27th March 2023, the community was sensitized in a meeting held at the Chief's office and was graced by area member of the County Assembly, Okalawa Ward. We have an annexure for that, and a copy of the proceedings and an attendance register is also attached. And the lodging of the project was done by His Excellency Mutula Geloso Jr. Makueni on that 1st March 2023. Mr. Speaker, a training on good agricultural practice, that is GAP, was conducted by ward, sub-county, and the county headquarters agricultural staff, focusing on various aspects of agricultural production on 8th June 2023. We have also an announcement on that. A list of farmers attendance was also there. And then on 14th August 2023, a demonstration training was conducted by ward agricultural staff, which involved both practical and agricultural crops being introduced in the scheme to increase farmers' income. The crop has already matured and farmers are enjoying the sales. We have a pictorial, we have an annexure for that. Then when the department is aware that the cash workers engaged by the contractor, the project have not been paid, if yes, what are the reasons for non-payment? And when will the cash workers be paid? Mr. Speaker, the department was informed by the project chairperson, Mr. Thomas Moroka, that only arrears claimed by the cash workers were dated September and October 2023, we are only engaged for 3 weeks out of the 2 months. And Mr. Speaker, the information gathered from the ECM and project site engineer is that all the arrears were paid on Tuesday, 31st October 2023 by 3 p.m. Mr. Speaker, the actions the department has taken on plans to take against the contractor for shoddy and incomplete works done the project and the failing to adhere to project implementation timelines. Mr. Speaker, the project was to commence on October 2022, and there were delays of funds disbursement by the ministry in charge of agriculture. Subsequently, the project implementation started in April 2023. As earlier communicated, the project will be completed by the end of December 2023. So, Speaker, according to the scoping and timeline, the project schedule is on course. There are no instances of poor workmanship, as earlier claimed. The project is under strict and scheduled supervision by engineers for the National Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries. Mr. Speaker, the committee hereby presents the response to the statement regarding implementation of the agriculture project to the County Assembly for consideration. Mr. Speaker, I think we have already shared with the member for Kalawa, requester. I think they'll have their comments appertaining to the same, but I believe we've done a very good job. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May I call upon, sorry, yeah.
You're good. The requester of the statement. It's not a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And let me thank the chairman for the effort he has done to give this response. And I would like to highlight some of the questions have been satisfactorily answered, but there are some areas which are not satisfactory. And I think I will go question by question, the ones which I feel the committee needs to do some more work on it. Like question 1, question A, I requested the committee to provide the current status, and from the response given, it says that the project is 95% complete. And given the BQ, in the project, they were to do 2 tanks, they were to do 2 distribution lines. And I wonder whether 95% complete is consistent, because the what has been done is 1 tank, the 1 distribution line. So according to that, you can even see it is slightly above 50%. And it is my wish that the committee, it is good if even they can go to the site and confirm the 95% complete given here, whether it is true or not, because I feel there is some inconsistency there. Also, on the same question, they are saying the reason for delay was as a result of project being implemented and supervised by the national government. Does it mean the county government did not have a role in the implementation of the project? Because you cannot cite and delay because the project was being done here in Makueni, and I'm sure there was some collaboration between the national government and the Department of Agriculture in the implementation of the project. So when they say the project was being supervised by the national government, it means they did not have a link on the implementation of the project, which is not true. And they need to take responsibility, whether it was implemented by the national government or the county government. It was implemented here, and the department is able to ensure the project is implemented accordingly. On the question C, from the BQ, Yes, they gave the BQ and the project sum. That one, the only issue I have is whereby they were supposed to do 2 tanks, they did 1. They were supposed to do 2 distribution line, they did 1. And when you go to question D, why only the distribution line was established and not 2 initially planned, and how the remaining one institution and 9 households will be taken care of in order for them to benefit from the project. Now, I find the answer not related to the question, not unless when you look at the answer, the existing sum in the bill, quantities belong to another project. Not unless the committee says that doing a new sum eliminated the second distribution line. I think I find that response it seems not correlating with the question. Also on the area of community sensitization, I'm not sure. Maybe I will seek the indulgence of the member, the area member, to confirm whether the sensitization was done. Also, the payment of the cashiers, they were paid. That is okay, though the arrears was for 6 months, not 3 months. So that one is okay. Also, on the poor workmanship, that's another area where I would like the committee also, if it is possible, to visit the site and also they confirm the allegation of poor workmanship. Because one, if the second line was, it means the project was not done to the expectations of or to as per the BQ. So I think the committee needs to visit the site and confirm whether the allegation of poor workmanship is true or not. Otherwise, thank you very much for the response. I would request I think the chair needs to do those clarifications I have highlighted. So, Mr. Speaker, I seek your indulgence on this so that we can get a conclusive response. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Before you sit down, you talked about payment for 3 months instead of 6 months.
Yes.
But you had requested for payment of 6 months. How come that you are comfortable
No,
with the
the
payment of 3
payments
months?
have been sorted fully.
They've been sorted.
That is what
so
I'm
you
saying.
confirmed that?
Yes. Yeah.
Honorable member for that ward, so that the chair will rise and give information for full information. There are annexes which have been listed under the question E, where the request of the statement is seeking for your clarification. I also don't know whether the request of the statement went through the annexes. Did you go through the annexes? Did you see the annexes yourself? So kindly, I think let him clarify. Then we come to the chair and we hear the final information.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first, allow me to acknowledge what the committee has done and also the response that the committee has received from the Department of Agriculture in terms of project implementation, that is Kanini Kasio Water Irrigation Scheme, that is being implemented in Kalawa Ward, the area where the people of Kalawa elected me. Mr. Speaker, sir, when I looked at this report, there are 8 areas of concern. And those 8 areas, Mr. Speaker, throws me back to the committee so that we can as well coordinate with the department. So the committee can do the right justice to the people. Because number one, the questions are very simple and very clear. And as per the question, the speaker, number one is that provide the current status of the project implementation. Mr. Speaker, as per the annex of the BQ, we have 2 tanks that were to be constructed. And then we have 2 distribution lines as per the design. And I'm talking about the initial design, because in the process of implementation, some of the information as per the BQ was tampered with. And then I made an effort to meet with the project beneficiaries. And when we had that meeting, Mr. Speaker, that is when they said, when the meeting for the project to be introduced was done, as per the specification of the BQ, it was to do 2 tanks and the 2 distribution lines. As so far, Mr. Speaker, only 1 tank has been constructed and 1 line for distribution, and that line has not reached where the tank is. And then in the meantime, right from the sump to the tank, whereby we have the piece for the farmers to benefit, because as to do an irrigation. So meaning the water that was direct to the households, that water cannot reach, because at the main line, that's there we have the piece. And then the extensions are not being done. And if the committee can go on the ground, the committee will confirm that it is only at the main line, the racing line, but the extensions to the targeted farms were not done. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, my simple translation is that a completion. But as per my assessment, at the committee and also the beneficiaries of the project, it is actually 40%. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, that is a matter that needs to be clarified by the Committee on Agriculture. Number 2, Mr. Speaker, they have indicated that there was sensitization meeting. And Mr. Speaker, I don't want to be involved in chaos and the wrong informations. When we had the meeting, I was there. It was not a sensitization meeting. Rather, it was a conflict resolution meeting. Why do I say this, Mr. Speaker? Initially, as per the design, the project was to use the existing sump. But in the middle, that was changed. And when it was changed, and that's why that particular group also sued the county government, and they went to the court. So when the matter went all the way to the court, that is now when the department called me and they told me, here there are issues of great importance and the needs you are concerned. My intervention and also the officers that lowered the temperature, and therefore the members of the first group withdrew and they said, as long as this is a project for the community and it is benefiting all of us as a community, let's agree that the new sump that has been identified, let it be continued with the construction. And those were actually the chaos that arose because of those misunderstandings, Mr. Speaker. And that is when it was my first time to go to the project site. And then to notice that this, as it was captured, it was not a sensitization meeting, but it was a conflict resolution meeting where the ACC was there, the water administrator was there, the area chief was there, and also a few leaders from the community. Mr. Speaker, something that does not hang well with what has been written here is that we cannot say because project is being implemented by the national government, there's no leeway, there's no room that we can say because this is a national government project, then implementation part of it must be compromised. We cannot say it has to be. But what we need to see is that besides being implemented by the national government, then it has to be done as part of the BQ and as that are addressed by the first designs, Mr. Speaker. The last one, Mr. Speaker, because a few has been captured, Mr. Speaker, when you are talking about poor, the incomplete works on the side of the project, when we see the racing main that is drawing water from the sump to the main tank, and when you have the gate valves, instead of having the metallic leads to close that, then we are having plastic tank bottles that are closing the hose. Then that shows that is work that is incomplete. And in simple terms, it is a shoddy work, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, it is very important to note this. When we have the connections getting to the farms are not complete, then that tells us that that work is not complete. Mr. Speaker, as per the request of the statement, it was that 8 households, and not that 8, 34 households were to benefit by the project in terms of irrigation, and then 4 institutions. If the second line does not go to where it was intended to go, that now tells that 9 households and 1 institution cannot benefit. How comes that somebody is saying before the handover of the project to the community, the department will ensure that 9 households and 1 institution, their problem is handled? Then that does not hold water. How can you handle that under the line to serve water and also to ensure the households benefit? The line is not there. Meaning the commissioning of the project can only be done to less beneficiaries, less households, and then what was the target of the project cannot be realized, Mr. Speaker. So thank you, Mr. Speaker. Then my proposal, as I sit down, Mr. Speaker, is very good.
Summarize now.
That this committee goes back to the project site, see what has been done, and if, as per the Constitution of Kenya, we are not able to reach to the point of our duty, then we can as well proceed to Senate, because the people of Kalawa must benefit as per the project site. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Chair of Agriculture.
Mr. Speaker, I just want to clarify a few issues. The committee is ready even to visit the ground. I can tell you without any fear of contradiction. As Mr. Speaker, I think the requester was a little bit clearer than the member for Kalawa. Simply because, Mr. Speaker, we have a BQ which is attached. I don't know whether he has a BQ, because the BQ does not show whether we have 2 lines here. It's very clear. Where there is a BQ, Mr. Speaker, and where a project is being implemented, Mr. Speaker, I know for sure that there must be a C. And again, the ECM has clearly, after giving the BQ, has clearly indicated the contract sum, which is 18. 702,663 and gave an undertaking that the SIVA project coordinating unit is following up on the completion of the project and will address the issue of remaining 9 households to receive water and the contract before the contractor hands over, Mr. Speaker. We've said we have some days which are remaining up to December for completion of this project. So we cannot say that, the workmanship is poor. We've not completed the project yet. They are saying we have about 2 months to go, Mr. Speaker. So what you are looking at again here, if you look at the G of the same, we are not supervising the project. It is being supervised by the Ministry of Agriculture from the national government. So ours, we are just getting information. So maybe because we are ready as a committee to visit, because the member for Kalawa has said they were supposed to have 2 tanks. The BQ here, which we have, Mr. Speaker, scope of work, it is saying 1 tank. Go even to the main BQ, we have it there. It is 1 tank. So I'm really wondering whether we are reading from these scripts, but I just welcome the idea that we should visit the ground and actually ascertain whether the information that we have been provided with is correct to the best of the knowledge of the ECM. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, it is important to note that if you are a contractor and you are given a certain job to do, you are given a BQ. You are supposed to put the BQ, but not what the people tell you to do, Mr. Speaker. So we are going to ascertain those facts on the ground as a committee, and then I think we can be back here. But I think the answer, as I've given it, it has a lot of details because the annexures are here. And again, the meetings, the sensitization meetings, we have annexure 2, 3, 4, and 5. Maybe the member is actually talking about 1 because he said he visited the project only once. There are other 3 meetings which are attached here. And actually updates, Mr. Speaker, the updates, they have the attendees, we have the register, we have everything because they are here. Mr. Speaker, cannot cheat.
What is your point of information to the chair?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, allow me to inform the chair that I made an effort, Mr. Speaker, to go to the site. And I always go there. And Mr. Speaker, as per the report. That's why I'm saying it's very important for the committee to visit the site. The attendance, Mr. Speaker, I can say with no fear that those attendances that has been attached there, they don't exist.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker, I can say this, Mr. Speaker, with no fear. We cannot have somebody sit down and say the MCA came as an attendee for sensitization meeting while it was a conflict resolution meeting. Number 2, Mr. Speaker, we cannot have lines on the air that will supply water to the 9 households as per the design.
Honorable member.
And also as per the project.
Honorable member. It's also good to know that it's good to substantiate some claims.
So it is very important, Mr. Speaker.
Just a minute. I would like you to substantiate a few claims here. 1, you are saying that this list of attendees is fake. Have you seen the list yourself? You saw it. Each name, for example, we have Patrick Zimbi. Is a male, Makueni, committee, with a telephone number 0723 962 951. Are you saying this person does not exist or he was not in the meeting? Answer the question first. Yes. Yes. Are you saying this person does not exist, or he was not in the meeting, or he was not part of the meeting?
What happens, Speaker? This project is actually the same as a project that was done in Kakwaya, you remember. When we went there, the list were doctored. And when we sat down with the project beneficiaries, as per the group that was supporting Kakwaya, they said that they never attended those trainings. When I sat with the committee that is there, the PMC, they told me that they never had such